Next year is expected to be an election year like no other. For the first time in the country's democratic dispensation, independent candidates not associated with political parties will be on the ballot paper. Voters will, for the first time, receive 3 ballots: national, where only political parties will appear; regional ballots, which will comprise of the political parties and independents that will be contesting in that region to represent them in parliament; and lastly, provincial ballots, where independents and political parties will be contesting in that particular province. The first registration weekend will take place in 3 weeks.
2 such opportunities are planned ahead of the impending elections in 2024. The first of this takes place on the 18th and 19th of November 2023. The date for the second registration weekend is subject of consideration by the Commission. The Electoral Commission has launched an online registration portal in 2021. To date, just over 1 million transactions has been processed through the portal, of which 439,000 are new registrations, whilst the balance are re-registrations.
The Commission will now focus its attention on ramping up its voter education campaigns to ensure that people head out to the polls in their numbers. In the last municipal elections, the IEC recorded the lowest voter turnout, as only 12 million out of the 26.2 million went to vote.
Almost everyone we have come across has expressed a view that the National and Provincial Elections 2024 will be a complex undertaking. We do not hold a different view. From now henceforth, the Commission will continue to strengthen civic and voter education initiatives to ensure that voters are fully informed about their roles and responsibilities in the upcoming elections.
Meanwhile, political parties in attendance vowed to encourage South Africans to vote, but others used the opportunity to express their dissatisfaction with the Commission.
We are convinced as the ANC that the work that we've done together with our people over the past 3 decades has essentially gained us massive experience and knowledge about governance and about the challenges that faces our people day and night in South Africa. So we're very certain that as we approach the elections next year, the support of our people to go out and vote and the support for the ANC will equally be reaffirmed.
The polling that's come out the last week, the Brenthurst Foundation poll that came out, the ANC is in deep trouble. I think that there's everything to play for in this next election, and it's going to come down to the voters. And I think that's the key message to people, that political parties are your instrument, but you're the force for change. And every one of those 13.8 million people who are not registered need to get onto the voters' roll.
We don't want to see such members presiding over those voting stations. So we hope the IEC, they're going to deal with that and make sure that there are no ANC people that are going to preside over these elections. We want free and fair elections, and we're calling on all South Africans. They are correct that South Africans is their own country. They must make sure that they defend it, and the only way to defend it is that they must come out in numbers to vote.
We want to make a clarion call to the 14 million people who are dormant voters, who see no reason of participating in the election process. The message is simple. If you are not satisfied and you don't participate, the status quo will remain.
Opposition parties, 8 of them came together, we took hands and we said, we will work together to ensure that we save South Africa. There's no one single opposition party who on its own will be able to oust the ANC government. But if we take hands, we will do that.
We're definitely going to increase. However, today's launch did not address the critical issues. The first one is the lower voter turnout, of which we would hope that the IEC would have embarked on voter registration, voter education programs to increase the knowledge of people so that we increase the number of people who actually vote.
We want to own the democracy by means of reimagining politics. And we are the experts in co-governing. Just see what we're doing in Joburg.
We are convinced that South Africa needs a political alternative in all 9 provinces, and that is what we seek to provide. I think importantly, we've been building our structures on the ground over the last year. As you well know, election campaigns are won on the ground, and that's where Action SA has been investing its time.
The IEC is doing a brilliant job. Let me tell you, I'm so impressed today with them. The only thing they need to check is this fake IDs of the illegal foreigners. We are going to mass deport all illegal foreigners in this country.
There will be more voting stations in these elections, bringing the number up to 23,269. As the election process now begins, South Africans are eager to know when they will head to the polls and cast their ballots. And that final decision rests with the President in consultation with the Electoral Commission. Natasha, Phiri, SABC News, Johannesburg.